What's going on, everybody? It's Juan again, back with another blog post. And this time, I just wanted to talk about 5 things that I wish somebody had told me before going abroad in Freiburg. Number 1, always have some local cash on you. And there's 2 reasons why I say this. A, it's faster to pay with cash, and 2, it usually saves you money. And here's why I say this. Me being abroad, I went to a couple restaurants and I found myself usually paying in cash. One, because some restaurants only take cash. And it's not because it's not modern or anything, but I think it's more because it's quicker and it tends to be a lot more simpler just to add up some cash, give it to the waiter or waitress, and give them a tip or 2. What I found is that if you pay with card, usually the waiters or waitresses don't have the card reader on them. They expect you to pay with cash. And so they go back to the back room, come back with the card reader, and that takes up some time to get it set up, to get it to read your card. And then whatever happens with your card, if it gets declined or if it can't be read or something and so on, it saves you time. So there's one. Second thing is that it's usually a little more expensive when you pay with card, especially if you're still using a US-based credit card. And that's usually because of international waivers, purchase fees, and stuff like that. Now, small purchases usually don't add up to a lot, but over an amount of time, it usually does. And same with bigger purchases, especially if you're going to do a lot of traveling where you have to book your buses, your trains online. Those will add up. 150 euros might sound cheap, but that's around 210 US dollars, and then add $5 or $10 that a bank charges you for purchasing that with their credit card. So you're saving a lot of money if you tend to just take out maybe 300 euros a week or 2 and use the cash, because you're paying a one-time usage fee of the ATM and then a one-time fee or usage fee or processing fee for that ATM withdrawal. So there's one thing to keep into account. So, number 2, the second thing I wish somebody had told me before coming to Freiburg was that a lot of German stereotypes that we know of are usually incorrect. And this I learned on my first day in Germany. So, coming from Frankfurt, landing in Frankfurt and taking a train to Freiburg, I was chatted up by a guy named Juan, who just happened to be a 20-year-old student as well. And it took me by surprise, and I told him this. I told him because I heard and believed the stereotype that Germans were usually very reserved, usually kept to themselves, and will not usually start up a conversation unless it was for a reason. And I told John this, and he thought it was funny because Germans are pretty friendly. They are pretty friendly. And no matter where I went, I always ended up speaking to someone, whether it be in English or German, but them being a native German. And that's something that always stuck with me, was just that a lot of these stereotypes tend to not be true. The third thing I wish somebody had told me before going to Freiburg was that clothes can be expensive. And I say this out of my own personal experience. So, I made the mistake of only bringing one pair of jeans. And while it was warm during a lot of the time of me being in Freiburg, it did eventually get cold. And me being stuck outside in one pair of jeans, obviously I ended up using that pair of jeans a lot. So, obviously I did what anybody normally does, and that's go buy clothes. And what I come to find out was that a lot of these clothes are really expensive. And if us being college students that are studying abroad, that usually are living off of money that we saved up over the summer or because of a job and whatnot, buying clothes becomes expensive. And I found that out when I had to go buy a pair of jeans. Obviously, I went to go check out an American brand that I knew, and that just happened to be Levi's. And let me tell you, I was very shocked when I come to find out that a pair of jeans, Levi brand pair of jeans, was 120 euros. You put that into US dollars, that is around 140, give or take. And let's be honest, $140 for a pair of jeans is ridiculous. So that was my experience with jeans. Another experience I had was I also did not bring a thick jacket. I brought a light leather jacket, just more for style than actual usage. And I found myself looking for a jacket to buy. Now, obviously, I wasn't going to spend more than $60 US dollars on a jacket. However, that almost happened because a lot of jackets, even the small and thin ones, are pretty pricey. And I basically just ended up buying a long sleeve shirt and wearing that on the colder days. So clothes can be expensive. Have that in mind. Please don't be like me. Pack early. Know and remember what you're packing. And definitely do your research on the weather conditions of the place that you're going to be studying abroad at. The fourth thing that I wish somebody had told me before going to Germany was that you're going to absolutely love Döner. It is delicious, it is addictive, and it is like heaven on earth. Whether it be meat or vegetarian or even vegan. They have vegan Döner. And I had all of them, and they are delicious. It is something it's something that I miss. I really miss eating Döner. And I have a lot of opportunities to eat it in Atlanta, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. You are going to love Döner. You're going to eat it a lot, and you are going to enjoy every single time that you order it. I kid you not. The most common thing that I ate in Germany was Döner. And if there was a chance for me to go back to Germany, it would be for that. It would be for Döner. And I love Döner. I love Döner. If you go to Germany, definitely order some Döner. Fifth and last thing that I wish somebody had told me before going to Germany was that movies are usually displayed in English for a short amount of time. I come to find this out when The Crimes of Grindelwald was released, and me and a couple of friends, huge Harry Potter fans, wanted to go see it on premiere night. One of our biggest concerns was that it was going to be in German. We weren't going to be able to enjoy it as much because while we are learning German, we are not fluent in it by any means, and we really wanted to enjoy the movie. So we went ahead, asked the cashiers, the ticket people at the theater, and they told us that the movie would be shown in English. That actually a lot of the movies during the premiere time, so about 1 or 2 weeks of premiere, are usually shown in English, in their native language, if you will. So if that is something that you are interested in doing, interested in checking out, I definitely would recommend that you go see a movie in Germany. Freiburg, you have Cinemax, a nice big theater. It's actually very popular and gets a little packed sometimes, especially on premiere night for Crimes of Grindelwald. Oh, that theater was packed. A lot of cosplayers and packed. So, yeah. So that concludes the 5 things that I wish somebody had told me before I came abroad to Freiburg. But you guys, it's been a pleasure making these videos for you. I have enjoyed every minute of it. I enjoyed every minute of being in Freiburg. And this is a bittersweet moment for me because I don't know when I'll be able to go back to Europe or go back to Germany. And it's just a lot of bittersweet moments. So, thank you for watching. Please give it a like. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. Follow IES Abroad on Instagram. And feel free to comment on the video. And guys, have a very wonderful 2019. I really hope that 2019 will be a blast. So, thank you guys for watching.